Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone joining us from the African continent or anywhere around the world. Welcome to this launch event of Post-Colonialisms Today special issue, Lessons to Africa from Africa, Reclaiming Early Post-Independence Progressive Policies. It was published in Cadestria's African Development Journal in 2022. My name is Heba Khalil. I'm an assistant professor of sociology and have been a member of the working group of Post-Colonialisms Today since its launch a few years ago. Let me and my colleague Aishu start off by introducing Post-Colonialisms Today and this launch event, and then pass on to our colleague Tete to introduce the publication and today's speakers. Post-Colonialisms Today is a policy, research, and advocacy project that seeks to unearth development thinking and initiatives across the African continent, particularly within the immediate post-independence period. The project departs from an understanding of the current situation of the African continent as one that parallels that of colonized Africa. It's a situation of neoliberal domination, economic dependence, a situation that begs for alternative models of thinking, of development, of policymaking. It's a situation that finds us within a neoliberal framework that presents itself as the only option, as a natural order of sense of things, and as the common sense of economy and society. Therefore, this project is particularly focused on recovering policies that sought to challenge colonial domination and exercise the social, economic, and cultural sovereignty on the continent. The special issue we present to you today, Lessons to Africa from Africa, is part of this effort to unearth the valuable policies and thinking of this post-independence period and the lessons for contemporary movements of sovereignty and economic and social justice. The special issue is one important moment of this effort that has been ongoing for 3 years now. When my friend Tete, who I will be presenting next, talked to me about the idea of post-colonialisms today, I immediately understood the gap that this project would be filling. As an activist from North Africa myself, I was fed a simple narrative of the failure of post-independence governments, the failure of the Nasser regime, and the necessity of global neoliberalism and open door policies and such. Why did I not hear an alternative narrative of an older generation? Why were the tides of neoliberalism and Western narratives so strong that they have completely erased any voices that we had from the period? I did not hesitate to be part of Post-Colonialisms Today in an effort to dig deep and unearth those narratives, voices, policies, thinking from the continent, and join forces with a community of like-minded intellectuals, activists, and practitioners to unthink the neoliberal, not common senseness, but nonsenseness of this moment. To challenge a powerful hegemony like that of neoliberal thinking, we need a group effort, which in and of itself requires challenging the individualism of much of research done around the world, both within and outside of academic institutions. Therefore, Post-Colonialisms Today was not merely interested in funding individual researchers even around the continent and letting them go and do their own research alone. Far from this, we were invested in building a community that crosses national borders, language barriers, different backgrounds, and even different generations. This long-term community building effort involved collective conceptualizations of important and yet simple ideas like development, sovereignty, economic transformation. It produced intergenerational conversations and exchanges on the continent, and it created space for certain types of exchanges and conversations that were largely not taking place in universities or policy spaces or elsewhere. In doing so, we sought to unearth something that has been hidden for very long. Here, I would like to introduce my colleague Aishu Balaji from Regions Refocus, the Secretariat of Post-Colonialisms Today, who will highlight some of the events that made this special issue possible.
Thank you so much, Heba. I'm happy to briefly outline some of what went into bringing the special issue to life. As you said, the collection is the result of a deeply collective process involving the working group, an advisory group, a secretariat, and of course the researchers. And it's also part of an ongoing agenda of advocacy and building community rather than just the end point of this process. So Post-Colonialisms Today was conceptualized by a group of allies who met on the margins of 3 regional and global policy meetings in Addis Ababa, Rabat, Santiago, and New York between 2017 and 2018. In 2018, the project put out an open call for proposals in 4 languages, which saw over 90 submissions from every region of Africa. After the working group selected 11 researchers, keeping in mind things like gender and regional balance, and including voices beyond just academia, we all came together at Codestria's headquarters in Dakar in April 2018 to refine the proposals and solidify a common intellectual framework for the publication. Over the next year, the researchers undertook archival work and produced 4 drafts each, which were reviewed and edited by the working group and the Secretariat. PCT then convened a collective peer review process in the form of an intergenerational meeting in Dar es Salaam in March 2019. At this meeting, the researchers were able to present their articles to a group of elders who had actively shaped progressive policy in the early post-independence era, as activists and as members of government, including just giants like Akilakwa Sawyer and Issa Shivji. While Codestria put the collection through their own rigorous peer review process, a group of working group and secretariat members and advisors came together in Accra in January 2020 to map an introduction that would frame these incredible articles and articulate the conceptual underpinnings of the project. And now here we are. It's been a very rich 4 years, and it's a real joy to see the collection out in the world. Regions Refocus has just been very proud to serve as Secretariat and help coordinate these efforts alongside the rest of the project community, and we're so excited to see what the future holds. Thanks so much, Heba.